In today's video, we are going to be making spicy tuna crispy rice with caviar that will have you ready to fight the forces of evil. We're going to kick things off by slicing and mincing up some fresh sushi grade tuna. I'm inclined to believe that phrase is somewhat gimmicky, but it is used to describe fish that has been frozen very quickly after being caught to make sure it's safe to be eaten raw.
It's raw!
You don't have to mince it up too finely, we want some volume in the consistency. After we are done with the fish, we can start cutting up our green onions. Our mixture is prepped, so it's time to start creating our sauce. You start with Sriracha, followed by a tablespoon of soy sauce, and then a tablespoon of sesame oil, and then finally some Kewpie mayo. Mix it all together like your life depends on it. The next leg of our journey is to combine our sauce with our tuna and onions. This might prove to be the most difficult part. Only a select few have ever returned after trying to complete such a task. Next, we're going to slice up a jalapeno. We're going to use the slices to garnish everything at the end. Now it's time to bend our knees and start prepping our rice following the usual steps. The rice is prepped and ready to be driven to Flavor Town, starting with rice vinegar, and then followed by sugar and salt. Next, we're going to fold and combine our vinegar mixture into our rice. Use a little at a time and let your fingers do most of the talking. Using your hands might feel weird, and that might be because you're just an all-around weirdo. But just like someone smart once said, sometimes you have to break an egg to make an omelet. We now have the rice right where we want it, and it's ready to be formed into some sort of rice, loaf, hybrid shape that we will cover with parchment paper and place in the freezer for a while to really solidify. After a couple hours, we are back at it and ready to cut our rice loaf into rice bars so that we can fry them in oil and turn them into crispy goodness. The moment of truth has finally arrived. We must now build our crispy rice. Start with spreading some crème fraiche over the rice evenly. Then we will add a good helping of our tuna mixture. Now this is probably the most optional part of completing this dish, but I decided to get a little fancy by adding some caviar. With the toppings properly arranged, our crispy tuna bars are pretty much done, and the only thing left is to plate them up and try them out.
So I think it turned out really well. I think the presentation is pretty cool. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to dive right in, take a big old bite.
Holy moly.
That was without a doubt one of the best things I've ever made. Even without the caviar, this is fantastic. So you guys better make this.